year after Nelson Mandela's passing, his longtime assistant, Zelda La Grange, says she misses him dearly. She recalls how Madiba inspired unwavering loyalty from everyone whose life he touched. He remains the one person who truly transformed her life.
You became close to Madiba. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You're doing your job. Do you miss him?
Oh, incredibly, I can't tell you. Especially now with us commemorating his passing. And because I speak about him so often with a book and so on, you realize every day something else you miss about him.
Looking at South Africa misses him?
You know, Dan, I don't think we've psychologically and emotionally dealt with the loss of this person that we revered so much. I don't think we took a moment to stand still. It was right before Christmas and people went into celebrating Christmas and New Year and so on. So we didn't take time to really reflect on our own loss as a public, you know, the public as a whole.
And you as an individual, do you think you've been able to come to terms with this loss because you've been so much focused on the book? You've been traveling the world, launching the book, meeting all kinds of people. In a way, it has helped your grieving period?
It has to some extent, but then you also don't make space for yourself to go through the motions of the mourning process. So it's been very difficult, and it varies. But I think I've never lost anyone close to me, so it is a very new and a foreign process to me.
How have you been commemorating or marking or remembering his memory on the 5th of every month in the past year?
I've been very busy each day, but I try and reach out to Mrs. Marshall, obviously, and the people I'm close to, and just say to them, because it also helps your own process when you reach out to other people, and there's solidarity amongst people, and I reach out to people and I try and also be there for them, and I think that comes out in the book. As long as I can mean something to someone, I'm at peace with myself, so I try and do that.
And you're still doing your charity work. I mean, you've been on that bike quite a lot recently. On Madiba Day as well.
I'll always do that. I'll do that into eternity, or as long as I can ride a bike. But I'll definitely keep on doing that.
Yeah. Now, you said earlier that you got 15-year-olds who say to you, "I look up to you," and you say, "No, come on, you must have better ambitions." But I mean, your job as executive secretary to the most powerful man on this continent, the global icon, was no small feat.
Yes, Dan, but also when you live your own life, you don't see things like other people see it. It's difficult to comprehend that people think it's, you know, you did a great job. I felt I just did my job. But what I do try and communicate then to a 15-year-old that reaches out to me, or any young person, is if I could unlock this world with dedication, loyalty and commitment, imagine what you can achieve with loyalty, commitment and dedication in addition to skill and a qualification. So that's really my message in the book for young people, is learn from loyalty, because Madiba inspired loyalty, but if you show that loyalty and that dedication, it could become great things for you.
Would you do another job, for instance, if you had to relive your life?
If I had to relive my life, I would do exactly the same. Yes. I've been so privileged, and I would even make the same mistakes, because you learn from your own mistakes.
I mean, there were lots of mistakes that you relate
absolutely.
here to us and your experiences, but you went through them. But sometimes it was tough, it was lonely. Sometimes you felt like you were on your own, and there were these political battles going on around you. Yes,
that's absolutely the truth. That was the hardest part of my youth, or being so young in that position. Is you know, I was very sensitive and immature, and I didn't know how to deal with all this conflict going on around me. If I could have this entire experience over, I would have wanted it myself to be a bit older when I ended up working for Madiba.
Many people never had that opportunity to be that close to Madiba. Millions of people, and some people, he touched them indirectly, and some of us were fortunate enough to have met him. If people are reading this book today, and we are at that time of the year now, as the year 2014 is ending, where people might be thinking, what do I get for somebody? And they read this book, and now, what would you want a reader to get out about Madiba from your book?
Dan, I've had this kind of response from so many people, and I'm not saying this is really response from people, but they say, reading the book, they feel like they really knew him personally. And that is the biggest achievement for me, that people could feel, or people feel after reading, that they really knew him, because it was also part of my obligation to share that incredible human being that I knew with people. And I think, well, they say I've achieved that.
You expose a number of facets of Madiba, this principal leader. I mean, there's an incident of some perfumes that go missing in a hotel overseas, and Madiba acts on it. And you also relate how he used to get these donations from all over, and Madiba never took anything for himself, but he made sure that the beneficiaries that were supposed to get that were really getting it, that he wanted none of it. He wanted nothing to do with money.
Yes, people obviously ask me on numerous occasions, what would Madiba have said about corruption? What would he have said about dishonesty? And I say to them, I can't answer that, and I can't put words in his mouth, but that's how he felt about dishonesty and the stolen bar of soap. So draw your own conclusions. I mean, he wasn't indifferent to situations. He would have viewed things exactly the same. So that's part of the lessons that I think I need to share with people, and hopefully they'll take from it and compare, situations, and also apply some of the lessons learned from Madiba.
Madiba also was a rebel, I think, until right at the end. I mean, there's a scene in the book where you arrive in some Arabic country, and women in many Arabic countries are not supposed to be part
and he
with
defied
men.
it.
And
yes.
he defied it, and he took you right into the palace.
And holding my hand, and people, the Saudi people were shocked by his defiance. But he made sure that people also understood, that his principles and his beliefs also had to be considered. And that's such a great thing that I take from him, just accepting people's views on things and not trying necessarily to force them to change, but allow them to see by your behavior or sticking to your beliefs and your principles. You're not trying to change them necessarily.
What's important to Zelda now? What in terms of principle, what is important to you as a South African who's gone through all what you've gone through, and you're standing where you are in 2014?
Dan, I have been criticized that I don't hold political positions, so I've got no right to speak about these things. But to me, if we want to claim Nelson Mandela and we want to say he was part of us and we produced him and so on, we need to take some of his lessons, and that is respect. If I just look at what's happening in Parliament, what's happening in different political organizations, and everyone wants to claim Madiba, but very few people really apply the example he set for us. So that's for me, just respect, how we relate to one another. The greatness of the man for me was that he could make the smallest person feel the most important because of respect and because he related so well to people. What is so difficult about that? Why can't we, apply that and try that in our lives? We'll make South Africa work if we only do that. I voted for the Conservative Party, yet I could change my thinking just to allow people around me to live and to recognize them as human beings.